Well, hey, it's Mazzy here, and this is the Whack-A-Mole Vinyl Tag 2022. Now, I never tried this before. If you follow my videos and you follow other uh, record collectors who kind of are within this interesting community called the vinyl community, no membership card, no rules, really. We can do whatever we want because you just show music, show things you like, and it's kind of a fun little little distraction. And having a collection like this, it's really, I really enjoy sharing it with everyone. So here we go. Now, I already did my vinyl tag, which was a combination of two vinyl tags put together by Stunt Rock Confusion, a Frenchman in Sweden, and Rob, Manchester, England. Rob Walker, Manchester, England. Now there's a punk vinyl tag floating around. There's a heavy metal tag floating around. So I thought I would do a whack-a-mole. Those of you who watch me know it's a random pull, usually 5. So in 2022, apparently they're trying to do 22 questions. So I guess this is like a Jeopardy whack-a-mole in a way. I'm going to pull 22 albums and make up a question that album answers. Now, what I'll do is after this is all over, I'll go through it and I'll compile those questions and put them below. I don't expect anyone or suggest anyone's going to jump into this at doing a whack-a-mole, but this is sort of my own sanity, my own self-therapy in terms of whack-a-mole-ish. So 22 records, I'll try to keep up with them, and I'll just do one at a time and then figure out a question for them. So let's begin, and I'll try to do them with a fairly fast pace. So, number 1. Don Henley's Cass County. Aside from Eric Clapton, who is one of the biggest wankers in music today? Don Henley. Number 2. Gillian Welch Soul Journey. This is on Iconi Records. These are great audiophile records, by the way. This is folk country, alt country, Americana, a beautiful record. So, show a record with illustrative creatures on the cover. That's question number 2. Soulful illustrated creatures on the cover. You see where this is going, don't you? Number 3. Cocteau Twins. Show a band that's named after a famous film director. Cocteau. That's 3. Oh, you're sliding. 4. Show an album cover. This is Bob Dylan's Love and Theft, one of his a great record. Show an album cover where the photographer took the picture and he said, this picture will never be good enough to be an album cover. Show a cover photograph of an album cover where the photograph shouldn't have been an album cover. Nice hat, Bob. Wilco, Sky Blue Sky. Show an album where the name of the band comes after Roger. Show an album cover where the name of the band comes after Roger. Roger Wilco. It's 5. Life Will See You Now, Jens Lekman. Jens Lekman. Show an album with at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Show an album with which has at least 10 portraits on the cover or back cover. Show an album that has at least 10 illustrated portraits on the cover or back cover. Jens Lekman. Jens Lens. Number 7. World Party, Goodbye Jumbo by World Party. Show an album that represents the environment, something environmental. This is World Party, Carl Wallinger's band after the Waterboys, great pop, a mix of Dylan, Stones, Beatles, Prince, great record. So show an album cover that illustrates something about the environment or climate change. Number 8, I think. I'll have to count because I might get these numbers wrong. This is Tweedy's Sucurier. Show a solo album by a band member. This is Jeff Tweedy from Wilco. Show a solo album from a band you like. Wilco. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 9. Hums of the Lovin' Spoonful. Show a band that one of the members plays the autoharp. Show a band where one of the members plays the autoharp. That's John Sebastian. Plays the autoharp. You don't see him in autoharp on this album. Great. Almost ahead of their time, but they had huge hits, obviously. And this has a great, one of the greatest summer hits, Summer in the City. I think it's number 10. The Jim Carroll Band, Catholic Boy. Show an album cover that has the name of a religion. Show an album cover or a band name, an album name or a band name that has a religion in the name. Catholic Boy, great post-punk poet. He wrote Basketball Diaries. Jim Carroll. Saw him when this album came out at the Savoy in San Francisco, North Beach. Is this 11? We'll see. Madonna's Like a Prayer album. Show an album. Show a scented album. Show an album that was really scented when it came out. In the inks, they found something that I heard an interview with Jerry Hayden, the designer of this album cover, and Madonna really wanted to smell like patchouli oil. It still smells, actually. So show an album cover that has a scent. Madonna's Like a Prayer. So I think we're in number 13. I'll settle these numbers right if I'm wrong in a minute. Okay. Creedence Clearwater, The Royal Albert Hall. Show an album that got the name wrong. Show an album that got the name wrong. Now, this is Creedence Clearwater, the Royal Albert Hall concert. When this came out, after it was released, they discovered that the tapes were actually from the Oakland Coliseum. So the later editions say Creedence Clearwater, the concert. I think it says the live concert or something like that. This is not at the Royal Albert Hall, so it's a mistake. They got the wrong tape, or they mixed it up. So CCR from El Cerrito, California, Fantasy Records, posthumous after the band split up, I believe. And this is 1980, a live album where they got the name wrong. This is not the Royal Albert Hall. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're halfway there. Number 13. So I had that number wrong. Number 13. Safe as Milk, Captain Beefheart. Show an album with a fisheye lens photograph on the cover. Show an album with a fisheye lens photograph on the cover. Captain Beefheart on Buddha Records, Safe as Milk. That's number 13. Number 14. Harvest Moon, Neil Young. Show an album that is essentially a sequel to an earlier album the artist did. Show an album that is essentially a sequel to an early album the artist made. So Harvest Moon, it's somewhat of a sequel to Neil Young's Harvest. Great album as well, Harvest Moon. Arranged by Jack Nitzsche, produced by Neil Young and Ben Keith. Wonderful record. So number 15, let's pick a jazz record. I'm not looking, trust me. Okay. Kenny Dorham's Una Mas. Show an album that the title is in a non-English speaking language. Show an album that the album title is a non-English speaking language. I don't want to say foreign country because people are from different countries, right? So Una Mas, one more time, it means in Espanol. Yo hablo español pero muy poquito. So Una Mas. That's 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Number 16. Tony Joe White. Show an album by a Southern white soul singer. Show an album by a Southern white soul singer. Rainy Night in Georgia, The Migrant, Woodpecker, Woman with Soul, Blue-Eyed Soul, Southern Soul. Show an album of Blue-Eyed Soul from the South. Or just a Blue-Eyed Soul album. Blue-Eyed Soul album. Let's leave it at that. Number 16. Bob Dylan, Oh Mercy. Show an album cover. Show an album cover with a mural on the cover. Show an album cover with a painted mural on the cover. Number 16. Number 17. Show an album cover that banned, that self-banned itself. Show an album cover that self-banned, B-A-N-N-E-D, itself. This is Mamas and Papas. What a great record. Monday, California Dreamin', some great singles. Of course, this edition, I don't have the edition that showed the toilet. They slapped the sort of a permanent hype sticker over the toilet because they didn't like that. So show an album that was banned and changed. Show an album cover that was changed. An album cover that was changed after the initial release. That's a little easier. Number 18. Lyle Lovett and his large band. Show an album that has a blurry photograph on the cover. Show an album that has a blurry photograph on the cover. I think it's number 19, and I'll do a count after. Rock the Rolling Stones, Decca. Rockin' Rolling Stones. Rock and Rolling Stones. This is the rock stuff. This is a comp, wasn't it? God, I'm getting stumped. I mean, there's obvious things like Show Rolling Stones album. Rock and Rolling Stones. Show record with motorcycles on the cover. 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2 more. Whoops. Ooh, that's not good. I was going to say, show an album cover by Joel Bernstein, photographer that's solarized. Neil Young is after the gold rush. Show an album with a solarized photograph on the cover. That's solarized. Show an album with a solarized cover on the photograph. Now, that's too hard, maybe for some of you. Show an album with a pair of Levi's or denim. Show an album that has denim on the cover or back cover on the packaging. Denim on the cover or the packaging. Jeans. I mean, and that's an easy one, I know. But after the gold rush. So one more. The final Whack-A-Mole vinyl tag 2022. Roberta Flack, Killing Me Softly. What a great album. Show an album with a partial gatefold. Show an album with a partial cutaway or gatefold. Mazzy's Whack-A-Mole 2022 vinyl tag. Questions below, but just follow along, have fun. Mazzy loves you.